Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. I've got some crankshafts here. This long guy is out of Scott's Inline 6, his 258. Crankshaft came out in amazing condition. A polish is all this guy's going to need, or so I thought. Every journal is within spec, and on that last rear main journal there, the factory put a 1/1000th oversized bearing in there. So, you know, the crank gets turned to it's 1/1000th less. So, a 1/1000th thicker factory bearing was put in there. I'm going to look through my pile of stuff. If I have a 1/1000th bearing, we can put it back in there, and the rest of the crank will polish up nicely. If not, we'll have to take it down to 10. But it is in remarkable condition. Very surprised for the rest of the condition of the engine. But very nice journals. Okay, here's Travis's stuff here. This was his original crank out of his M38. Way undersized. I could not get any bearings for the rods or the mains. He did bring me another one out of an earlier engine. You can see this is the integral counterweights, not the bolted on ones like that. But I did clean it up for him, and I got this one ground, and it's ready to go. So that's looking good. And we'll take a look at some other engines. Let's go this way. Okay, this is Larry. Larry, I've got your bearings in. The crank I turned for you came out 30/30. I do have a new old stock timing set for you, some Melling valve springs, a new cam bearing, and you are headed for assembly very soon. Okay, this is I'm getting sluggish on names here. This is Mark. Okay, yeah, this is Mark. Crank is in, end play is set, timing gears are in, and you're well on your way to being fully assembled. I did take the rods that you sent me. This engine came all in pieces to me. I did take the rods, and I do have to resize those, so that's going to slow me down just a bit. They were super dirty, but I'll get those resized and get your engine finished up. Larry, you're next. And let's cruise down this way. Let's go take a look at that 258 block. Okay, here it is all torn down. Had a massive ridge in there, and we're over 10/1000ths larger up top here. I'm going to send some 30 over pistons in there, but trying to get it cleaned up, and that takes us to the next problem, and I'll head over and show you what's going on there. I was going to clean this one yesterday, but more problems with the hot water pressure washer. Okay, here's a look at the hot water pressure washer. This rig was made by Hydroptic, and it's called the Hot to Go. I did like it because it was 4,000 psi. It had the Honda GX 390 key start. You know, it was I thought it was a good pressure washer when I got started. I cleaned a few engines, no problem, and it's been giving me trouble, you know, since I bought it. And so you call up Hydroptic, and they don't want anything to do with this particular model. They don't want to warranty it, service it, and nothing like that. So I've been through. There's the igniter down there, and the igniter and all the parts, and you can't see it, but it's all Beckett. It's all good quality parts. But this is going to be my third igniter, my second fuel pump. First fuel pump just locked up solid on me. I don't know what happened with that, but everything's going bad on this one. So it's so frustrating. I mean, it works great, but I don't want just cold water. So if anybody out there knows any hot water pressure washer guys, real guys that know stuff, let me know. The few Hydrotech repair facilities, there's not even any in Connecticut here where I am, but there's a guy in Rhode Island. I called him up. I'm like, listen, this thing is, 20% of the time it's working. And he says, yeah, he's like, we don't work on those anymore because we can't keep them running. And what do you say? He's like, oh, well, just buy yourself another one. And this was about $4,200. And I don't know, maybe I clean 12 engines a year, maybe 15 or something. So it doesn't have a lot of hours on it at all. And I just don't want to buy another one right now. So like I say, if anybody knows anything about the Hydrotech diesel powered hot water pressure washers, man, I'd be happy to talk to you. So I'm just going through parts left and right, and some days it works, some days it doesn't. Super aggravating, and I need to do something. The only good thing I can think of now is pull that Honda 390 and build a log splitter or something. I don't know, but the motor's great. Pressure washer end of it is great. It is a shit mess on the burner side. So I've had it apart a million times. I've just replaced some parts too often. Again, if anybody knows anything about these, or you got a friend or a friend of a friend of a friend, I don't care. If anybody is good with these and knows how to rewire them, put different parts, or do something to make them heat all the time, I'd be very grateful. So put me a comment below if you know anybody. Okay, there's some more parts for Scott's scrambler. He brought me a tilt column. Brought me some pretty nice fenders, better than the ones we had. Brought me some interior parts. And we're getting there. I thought the engine was going to go a little bit better. Let's go take a look at the cylinder head that came out of that guy. Anyway, Travis, here's your block. Valves in it, guides. We're making progress on that. Just got to bore it and start assembling you. Brian, I know it's been a while, but starting to bore your engine. And here is the cylinder head that came out of that 258. Lots and lots of rust in there. I think you can see that. There's been no oil up here for a long time. There's so much scuffing up here. I mean, it's absolutely crazy how you could feel it's worn on an angle. So, like everything, I get new springs, new valves. We'll see what the guides look like. These are cast right in the head guides. We'd have to bore and put in guides if we need them. The rocker arms are junk. Cam is kind of wiped out, so it needs a cam and lifters. We're going to put a mild cam in this. We're going to put a 4-barrel intake. I don't know, Offenhauser or Clifford maybe. Stick a header on this engine with a Weber 4-barrel. There's a real nice combination, and it's long lasting, and we'll stick a distributor in there too to get rid of the original electronic ignition, which was troublesome. And once I get this guy cleaned up, and I'm going to have to think of doing something pretty quick. I either have to get a hot water tank, the rotary cabinet that you put the engines in and they spin and the hot water hits them, or I've got to get my hot water pressure washer fixed. Something has to happen because I need to continue to rebuild engines. So here is another one. This is that V6 I rebuilt a while ago, and I was unsure what I was going to do for a transmission. And then a guy wanted a 465 mated to a Dana 18 with an overdrive. And when I got done on that, he said he had other plans and the project was taking a turn and he did not want to pay for it. So that is now on the back of this V6. And lately seems to be like a lot of people want stuff, but they don't want to pay for them. We'll take another engine and point here. This engine here, this is a guy who wanted a block, and I bored the block, and it's all painted up. I've got some Silverlight pistons, did a 3-angle valve job, new guides, cam bearing, valves are there, everything's ready to go. And then when it came time to pay for that, he decided he did not want to pay for the shipping, and it just didn't work out. So here it sits. Can't really work with people like that, and he had every reason in the world why he doesn't know how to do math and stuff, and can't figure out when I send him an email with the price. I don't know if he's dyslexic or what's going on, but he does not know how to look at a screen and write a check properly. Can't help people like that. And I've got another F-head going on right there. That is my Ford 226 L head, a G motor. That's the military motor that goes in my bomb service truck. Sadly, I haven't been working on that much, but there's the motor. I want to get that running pretty soon. And I want to get this V6 engine running pretty soon. That's why I put this transmission on it. The clutch is in there. I've got the forged fork on there. I like to use that on all the 465s I do. And this will go in a stand hopefully pretty soon, and we'll get that guy fired up. Oh, I do have an MB engine here. I don't know if we can see the number in there. Yeah, I don't know. I'll look at that and let you guys know. But this one I am rebuilding, and this will just be a rebuild and a for sale engine. If anybody needs an MB engine, reach out to me. This one does not have any cracks in it. It's in extremely good condition. I will get the number for you if you're interested in it. I do have the correct head for it, and standard bore right now. So it might take a little bit to clean it up, but the valves are a little junky, but we'll clean those up too. Anybody needs an MB engine, get with me, because they don't last long when I do rebuild them. Okay guys, I hope you can see under here okay. I've got 4 F-heads on that top shelf. I've got another one down there on the bottom, and yet another one right there. And I've got under that blue tarp another 3 that are kind of seasoning right there. Lately, it's been kind of crazy. I don't know why this is like this, but people will tell me that they want to have their engine rebuilt, and then they'll make an appointment to either drop off their engine or have me send a truck for it. And there's been some guys I've waited for. They said they're showing up, and you know, guys that aren't too far, and then they never show up. Well, if you guys are watching any of my videos, don't just show up one day with your engine, because I'm not taking any more rebuilds, at least until the springtime. I've got too many to do right now, and I'm going to start just rebuilding these. I will be rebuilding engines, and you'll see them running. You'll see the parts go in them. I will show everything on YouTube, and then you'll see it go into test stand, and it will run so you can see it before you buy it. But I'm going to do engines like that on an exchange basis now. I'll still, the guys that are serious and just don't want to jerk me around, I'll still rebuild engines, but I'm going to try and get caught up and rebuild them and sell them. Okay guys, we're in the back of the barn where the SIP jig bore went in, and everything had to be cleaned out of here. This lift was inside with the Ford bomb service truck on it, and finally getting things back together. I had moved this lift out into the field way over there. This trailer was out in the field. I'm starting to get things back in order, And yesterday was a nice day, so I got the CJ7 up top there, and that is such a nice condition CJ7. It's a little grimy, but its body is super solid, and I'd like to get busy on this one of these days. But it's sitting up there. It's out of the weather for good now, and try and get something done on this. There's a lot to do in the shop, but I'm going to try and get a little bit of stuff done on this. At least start getting it cleaned up. It needs springs, front springs. Something happened on the front; they're bent. And the back ones, I'm gonna pull all that stuff out of there. But there's always a lot to do here, and try and get a little bit of footage on the CJ7 as things happen. Okay, guys, there's another F-head crank I'm trying to finish up, and I've got to get this SIP tooling kind of put away here. There's a rotary table. A ton of tooling still left on the machine. I've got a lot of stuff here to put away, and then I can get things moved around better near the crank machine. And as usual, you know, I'm getting behind on cranks, and I tried to reach out and see if I could get a crank grinder or an old retired crank grinder or somebody that want to learn a trade, but that hasn't worked out for me. So like I say, we're just going to kind of slow things down, and like I say, I'm not going to take any more full restorations on, and just going to do some engines and sheet metal work, but going to kind of slow things down. I can't get any bigger because I can't get any help, so we're just going to have to scale down a little bit. I've talked to a few shops across the country, and they're in the same boat. They can't get any qualified people, and I just don't understand it, but that seems to be the way of the world. I've had to take an old chicken coop here, turn it into a parts room. So I've got Scott on the bottom, and I've got Larry on the second shelf. I've got Travis on the third shelf. I got John on the fourth shelf, Mark, Brian, and just some overflow on the top. So I'm really jammed up trying to keep engines straight, and starters and generators there. I've got my own 258 laid out over there. I've got two F-heads started, and I've got some bomb carrier parts in here, a little bit of everything in here, but trying to just figure out a nice balance. There's the banana plant that I started growing last year. That went from 6 inches tall to 6 feet in 1 year. Gonna try and survive it through the winter in the barn here. Same thing with my blueberry plants. They just weren't big enough to put in the ground, and gonna try and overwinter those guys in the parts room. So let's hope for the best. Everybody told me to, you know, either put this in your garage or something, or cut it down 6 inches above the dirt, but I just couldn't bring it. You know, this guy grew so big and stuff, I just didn't want to cut it down. But we'll see in the springtime how it goes. Another little shelving unit here. I just got parts and stuff everywhere, and it's kind of crazy, but making things happen. And I just want to let you guys know that in December I will probably be gone. Not actually gone, but I've got to get a little further on the kitchen and get some things done. So probably going to be a little over 2 weeks that I won't be in the shop. So if you're trying to contact me anytime during December, I don't know exactly what days I won't be here or not, but if you're trying to contact me in December and you don't get me, just give it some time. I will try and answer emails and respond to things through YouTube, but if you can't get a hold of me, I'm keeping busy, and I've got a lot of stuff to finish up. And like I say, I'm going to have to put the brakes on a little bit on projects in the shop, because I'm just wearing myself down to nothing. So, you know, finish up the scrambler, finish up Adolfo's 2A, and then just concentrate on some engine work. And I may build a vehicle or two and sell them when they're done. But we'll see how it goes. Well, there's just so much to do, and being a one-man shop for so long is just starting to take its toll on me. Can't keep up with it much anymore, and just trying to let you guys know so you can plan. Again, I'm not taking anything else in till the springtime probably. I've got to get some engines finished up, and so like I say, if you said you were coming and you didn't, well, we're gonna have to put you off for quite a while. Okay guys, there's the V6 all together. I got it on a cart right now, and I just got to get the test stand freed up and get this guy on there. I guess I'll just put a temporary exhaust on it to start it, and I'll be back with you on this particular one when I fire it up, and we'll see how it goes. But transmission, transfer case, and overdrive are on there, so it shouldn't be too much longer before I get some time to fire this one up. And then, like I say, hopefully we'll get that Ford 226 fired up pretty soon. I'd like to get that one running. It's been many, many years that it's been sitting, and I'd like to get that guy going. So this one's going to go first. I'll get it running and adjust the timing and stuff and get it ready to go into, this is going in a 3B, so we'll get it ready for that. Okay guys, another beautiful day here, almost 50 degrees today, so I figured I'd finish stacking some wood. And that looks like that is, hey, there's Buster. No, that's Rocky mooing. That's where our next burger days are coming from. These guys got a year or so to go, but they're doing good, they're eating good, they're drinking, and everything's going good with them. Okay, you see most of this stuff is rounds. When I can, I like to try and burn rounds in the shop. They last so much longer. And I was able to, between all my stuff that was dead that I cut down, and dare I say, I have a friend. Yeah, you don't hear me say that too often. But I've got a friend in town who does a lot of, that's his business. Cutting wood, splitting, and delivering. So he just got 1,000 cord in of seasoned stuff. That right there is for the house. Most of this stuff is for my kitchen stove, and that is in the basement already. And I've got all this. I've just been picking a little bit over the past few weeks, but we're finally all stacked in there. I've got plenty of dead stuff on the ground for next year. I say it every year, but I'm gonna try and get ahead of it and get it done. There's a little bit right there that's ready to go. But 26 cord this year, and it was a bear getting it all done. But it's all stacked. It's all dry from the rain and stuff, so we're off to a good season there. Okay guys, I know I've been all over the place today, just trying to bring updates to everybody. Main thing is we got to get that pressure washer working. So again, reaching out to anybody, anywhere that has retrofit one of these or gotten them to work longer than 1 or 2 times. So that's priority number 1. And priority number 2 is to finish up these couple L heads, keep going on Scott's scrambler, and get the bench cleaned off because I have some more axles to do. And when I get those in here, I'll show you what I'm doing on those. And T90 and Dana 18 for a 2A. There's Mark's sitting there. It's not painted yet. And things are happening. So, like I say, I know I've been everywhere today, but there's a lot to cover. I don't make videos as often as I used to, and there's just a lot to pack into each one. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope everybody's doing well, and thanks for watching. I will catch you on the next one.